What's crackin', ladies and gents? Nerfcore here, and welcome back to Hero Spotlight 7. Lady Ivy, the most useful and amazing control character to have for free-to-play and pay-to-win players. Let's take a look at her skills. Thorn Whip attacks all enemies and plants a Vine Seed. When an enemy tries to attack, they will have a 25% chance to be coiled at max level, rendering them unable to act for 2 rounds.
Vine Whip.
Poison Seed. Ivy's basic attacks has a chance to plant a Vine Seed, debuffing enemies with a 20% armor reduction. Chance of Vine Seed is also increased at higher levels, and with 9 of 9 exclusive relics, this increases the chance to 90%. And also reduces the enemy speed by 20. Fallen Leaves. It's a straightforward skill, it just increases the damage of Ivy's basic attack. Entangling Roots. Her basic attacks has a higher chance in the start of the battle to twine, rendering enemies unable to act for 2 rounds. So for Lady Ivy's skill Awaken, Magic Growth, basic attacks increase attack and skill damage by 8%, lasts for 2 rounds, so it's a very straightforward skill. It speaks for itself. Lady Ivy's talents. So for her first talent, you can pick any of the talents depending on what you would like to use her for. She really isn't used for her damage, but more for her amazing control. So I hardly ever use Precise Strikes or Shadow Ambush. I normally default to Super Shield. Master of Tactics is hardly used, really used against control teams. Ode to Death, if you like sacrificing Ivy for her exclusive equipment ability. For her second talents, Titan Killer for a bit more damage in PvE content. Vitality Armor for more survivability. And Selfless Guardian if you like putting out more heals for your damage carry. You can still use Weakness Found, especially if you're going up against targets that have very high armor. Third talent, Overprotection if you are getting overhealed. Ghost Curse for a bit more damage. Concentration is used against control teams. I wouldn't use Fearless Persistence because Lady Ivy needs to get her attacks off fast, so the speed decrease is a no-no. And for her last talent, you would of course pick Soul Devourer, without a doubt. It increases her control effects. Rush Offense is still good to use, especially in PvP battles where battles last for about 3 to 5 rounds. And this way she gets her skill attack off very quickly, thus rendering or possibly rendering the opponent unable to act. Now for Lady Ivy's Stigmata choices. The best for control characters is of course the Samurai Stigmata. The reason being is that if the crowd control is resisted, it gives another chance to lock down the enemy again. I gave her the Domination Stigmata because I do not have enough Samurai Stigmatas to go around, and Domination is still great on her due to her basic attacks hitting more than 1 target. Domination is great for PvE content and boss fights. Even though Ivy is not used for her damage, every bit of damage counts, especially for progression. Don't use Apocalypse on her, even if the in-game guide suggests it. For her second set of Stigmatas, you can use most of the 2 set Stigmatas. So that would be Evolution for more survivability, or the Stigmata for endgame, where most characters will have high damage immunities, which I will likely be going for. Currently, I use Annihilation because it's the best I've got so far. The substats you will look for to get are Effect Hit, especially for these two slots, plus Speed, to get her attacks off quickly so she can debuff the enemies and crowd control them, attack percentage, broken armor percentage, and any defensive stats you want to build her around, like damage immune, crit damage resistance, HP percent, effect resist. Lady Ivy's equipment stats, you'd be looking at getting plus speed, attack percentage, broken armor percentage, skill damage percentage, and if you want, you can build her defensively, so you'd be going for HP percentage, armor percentage, damage immune. For her tier 2 upgrade, this would be your personal preference. I personally would take up plus speed instead of broken armor, due to the fact that I want my control characters attacking first to lock down my enemies. Ivy's main role is to crowd control first and foremost, and to damage second. For Lady Ivy's exclusive equipment,
is full of thorns.
This gives her broken armor as a base, which is good because I'd be going for plus speed. The exclusive equipment ability keeps her useful even after death. Level 20 has a 50% chance of twining the enemies for 2 rounds and 70% at level 30. We all know what being vined does, so this is why you will still see enemies being twined even after her death. As for Lady Ivy's artifacts, the best in slot is of course the Bell of Chaos, without a doubt, and is the best for all control characters. If you do not have a Bell of Chaos like I do, and likely never will, you can use an original time. Outside of those two artifacts, you can use Primal Power. It's got broken armor, and since I'm building her with more plus speed than broken armor, this helps give her more. This the same as Ring of Oracle. It's got broken armor. You can also use Blessing Prophet and Wings of Angel for more survivability. For Lady Ivy's relics, you can choose to upgrade them evenly, or if you want to go defensively, you can upgrade the HP nodes first, and then if you want to go more of an attack route, so you'll just upgrade these 4 here on the right. But personally, I would just upgrade them evenly. Lady Ivy's Union Tech follows the Union Tech guide linked in the description below. So let's take a look at her Star Tech ability. So basic attack has extra 10% chance to plant Poison Seed level 1, i.e. Vine Seed. It's not a great Star Tech ability, and I think they should rework it because Lady Ivy already has a pretty high chance at 9 of 9 relics at 90% for a level 4 Poison Seed. Even without relics, it is at 50%. Vine Seed is also applied by her skill attack on all enemies. Lady Ivy does well with any team she is placed in, and is the best free-to-play control character. She pairs well with Einstein and area of effect characters such as Queen of Desert and Laura. She is almost a requirement in Galaxy 1 700 and above. She has helped me progress far in X-War, and I have also used her in the Void Ring to keep my place at number 1 against higher level opponents that have level 350, 360 heroes with fully upgraded immortal teams. As you can see there, 350, 360. As you can see, higher power level than I am, but it's all Ivy that's doing the job there. She is a must-have. Only real weakness I find in her is if she gets controlled herself. Otherwise, she is still useful after death. My opponents have actually caught on and started using her as well and have now started to progress. One of them even said in chat that they're gonna start leveling control teams because going full power is just not enough. They need control. I'll show what one of my opponents have been doing with his Lady Ivy, and it's actually progressed further in Galaxy 1 now because of it. So as you can see, in Galaxy 1's progression. Anyways, thanks for watching my current favorite game, X-Hero.
Silver Flash!
Pentakill!